Hi, everybody. Welcome to The Right Side with Doug Billings. Thanks for watching and listening to us everywhere. We are on all of the major podcast platforms in the world. Please search us out, The Right Side with Doug Billings, and subscribe to us. Also, head on over to YouTube. We are there as well. Subscribe to our channel there, please. It would help. And Rumble. We are now on Rumble, the big Rumble. And Twitter, Facebook, and all the same places. We appreciate it. So here we are, New Year's Eve. We're wrapping up 2020, the year from hell, and saying goodbye to it. Goodbye and good riddance, right? I think that, you can't begin to talk about 2020 now without talking about the election that was held in November, the controversy that surrounds it. Really, that's it. It's been a year of viruses. It's been a year of rampant riots, looting, arson, and anarchy, all perpetuated, of course, by the Commusocialist Party, as I'm now calling them, the New Democratic Socialist Communist Party. That's a mouthful, so now it's just Commusocialist. They've combined and morphed the two ideologies together, right? Haven't they? Socialism and communism. And for those history buffs among you, you know that socialism and communism really don't mix, right? They're not compatible, but leave it to our Democratic Party to come up with a way to morph them into a party. And they have done that, the Communist Socialist Party. Josh Hawley. Thank you, Senator Hawley. I am born and raised in Kansas City, Missouri, a native of Kansas City. Don't live there anymore, but I am proud of Senator Hawley and what he has done, the first senator to publicly state that he's going to vote to contest the election next week on January 6th. The left is, of course, now, as if on cue, full of palatable fear about all of that. The fake news media says that the contested vote is just a mere exercise in debate, and that it has no chance of changing anything. Well, don't you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? Don't you believe it? It has a very clear constitutional path to change everything. It is not going to be easy, clearly an uphill battle, but it's not true that this is just an exercise in debate or that it has no chance to change anything. Don't be seduced by that lie, please, ladies and gentlemen. Have faith. Hold the line. According to the Constitution, there is a very clear way to cast away the Electoral College votes that are deemed to be, among other things, fraudulent in nature or otherwise cast in error. It's happened before in our history. It could happen again. So every post that you see from the elites of the Commusocialist Party, that state things like, make no mistake, on January 20th, Biden is going to be our next president and Harris is going to be our next vice president. Or whatever they may say, but whenever you read or hear of them saying those things, it's only an expression of their fear. It's not an expression of their confidence, I can tell you that. It's an expression of their fear because it has a very legitimate and very real process, this Electoral College vote on January 6th, of casting away votes that are deemed to be, for one reason or another, null and void. All it will take is bravery and honor on behalf of the House and the Senate Republicans. So I'm asking you, is there a man or woman in the Senate and in the Congress that has bravery and honor to stand up for the abundant amount of evidence that we do in fact have that would lead us to think that the election wasn't legitimate? And by the way, as far as all of the socialists and the communists on the left who are elected officials, I just want to say this, and it's a bit of a tangent, but bear with me. It is fundamentally impossible for a socialist, a communist, to swear an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that is not a controversial statement. It's the truth. People like Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, Presley, all those, the squad, these avowed socialists and communists, it's impossible for them fundamentally to swear an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. And of course, they're not. They're all out to transform the Constitution of the United States. So today I'm calling on all patriots, all of you patriots out there, to rise up in support of the political party that belongs to President Trump and the party that he alone has reimagined. First of all, he's reimagined it by draining the swamp, and we still have a lot of work to do there. Number two, he's called out and condemned the globalists out there and the rhinos. And thirdly, he's creating the America First doctrine. And I think that we need to focus on that, my dear patriots. With almost 100 million votes, Trump has reimagined the Republican Party. Don't think that we need this Patriot Party, this MAGA. That's going to be catastrophic. The MAGA Party, the Patriot. I understand your frustration. It will immediately let the Commusocialists win. What we as Republicans need to do is a better job of what they do, of what the Commusocialists do. You know that? You know what they do? They band together no matter what issue faces them. No matter what member of their party is faced with allegations or wrongdoing, they circle their wagons around those issues or those people. And they fight like hell to repress the stories and to deflect the entire event. And the Republicans do not do a good job at that. So all you have to do is look at Joe Biden. Ladies and gentlemen, the Biden family is a crime family. And that's not controversial either. I mean, my Lord, there are foreign nations, foreign nationals, American citizens, paper trails, laptops, contents all over the place, a veritable plethora of criminal evidence against the big guy and his brother and his son, Hunter. I've been telling you for weeks now that what we need is not a third party, but we need determined patriotism to root out, the rhinos and the globalists. We're the ones that put them in there. Everybody bitches and moans and complains about the rhinos, and I don't trust the Republican Party anymore. Damn them. They've betrayed us. Well, we are the ones who put them in office. It's our responsibility to vote them out of office. So don't use the crux of a third party to make you think that you should be comfortable, thinking that that would all of a sudden cure all of our ills and that we would now all of a sudden be winning elections like never before, because that won't happen. We will lose more elections than we win. It will take a decade at least for a third party to become viable. We've got to primary people that we don't like, that are rhinos, that are globalists. Primary them. Mitch McConnell and people in Kentucky, put him up for a primary. Get him the hell out. Secretary of State in Georgia, Brad Raffensperger, he's got to go. The Georgia governor, Brian Kemp, has got to go. Mitt Romney, we all know Mitt's got to go. Arizona Governor Doug Ducey, got to go. Ben Sasse of Nebraska, please. Citizens of Nebraska, rise up. Get rid of Ben Sasse. He's not a patriot. Roy Blunt of Missouri, get him out of here. Susan Collins of Maine, no backbone. She's got to go. Mike Lee of Utah, got to go. Jerry Moran of Kansas, not consistent enough, got to go. Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, gone. Primaried. John Toon of South Dakota, get him the hell out. That's just a few members of the deep state, the swamp, and so forth. It's up to us, patriots, to support President Trump's reimagining of the Republican Party. I mean, after all, you guys, ladies and gentlemen, he got almost 100 million votes. Splitting us into two different parties, again, catastrophic. We need determined patriotism. Primary the rhinos, primary the globalists, get them out. That's what we need to do, and that's what we need to do a better job of. What we're facing are Democrats who used to be for the working class people of America, so they would say, but now they're a proponent of this mix that I've been talking about of socialism and communism. These Commusocialists, we'll get used to hearing that word, and I'll get used to saying it. Commusocialist, a mix of communism and socialism. The left, they are out of the bag, rampant on rampage, trying to transform America away from the founding fathers and the identity that they created for us. And the way that they do this, the way that the left does it, is by thrusting their politics upon us. That's how they change America. That's how they transform America. You see, we conservatives believe that if we want to better the republic, if we want to improve the republic and make changes for the better, the changes for the better for conservatives begins with the individual. We change for the better. We try to make ourselves into the best version of ourselves, and when we do that, the republic becomes better. But liberals, First of all, they don't even know how to identify themselves and they don't know how to self-identify unless you give them 17 different choices of a gender to choose from. Then finally they can figure out one. But when they're limited, you see that they don't have the intellectual capacity, the intellectual maturity to self-reflect, to understand what it means to make themselves the best version of themselves. So they can't argue facts and evidence. They're far, far too intellectually immature to begin to do that. So what they do is they seek social support, right, when it comes to change. They want themselves to be able to thrust their political views upon the rest of society. And they find groups of people who are like-minded in that approach, and they begin to have a few meetings, otherwise known as riots, and they explode with mental breakdowns because they can't articulate in civilized terms what they want. So they carry on the change that we would focus on individuals. They carry on change by thrusting their point of view and politics on us. The Commusocialist Party elite, the class, they do it all the time. I mean, they say it all the time, and if we're in tune with what they're saying, we can hear the message. It's loud and clear, and they're not even hiding it anymore. Just look at the commercials you see with Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer, the famous commercial out there now, he's on the streets of New York. Today we're going to take Georgia, and tomorrow we're going to transform America. I mean, it's a rant on the streets of New York, and he's telling you the truth. He's not lying to you, ladies and gentlemen. Chuck Schumer, a member of the elite of the Commusocialist Party, that word transform that he throws out there, that's an important word. And it's a word that you should take seriously. Schumer's not lying. He's telling you exactly what the Commusocialist Party intends to do. Transform America away from the Founding Fathers and away from us. They use words like social justice on the left, right? One of the communist socialists' pillars of society and one of their key focuses of their political identity is social justice. When they apply social justice in applicable terms for them, it remains intellectually immature because, for example, they will blame us for the sins of the past. Slavery, for example. We are to blame for the sin of slavery. They blame us. It makes the concept of their idea of social justice intellectually mature, and worse than that, ladies and gentlemen, that application of social justice whereby they project the sins of the past on the citizens of present day is immoral. And it's much worse to be immoral than it is to be politically immature. The mechanisms of control that they've used this year, look back at this if you think they don't want to transform America. The mechanisms of control that they've used this year have been well witnessed by all of us. All you had to do this year was turn on a TV. It was on the news 24/7. A virus plagues the planet, right? Economic shutdowns, all caused by the Commusocialist Party. The ruination of livelihoods, the unconstitutional mandates. A policeman kills a black man. Boom, the fuse is lit and the explosion happens. Mass riots, looting, murder, rape, arson and anarchy, toppling of statues, all within the confines of cities that are run, led, and managed by members of the Commusocialist Party. Their refusal all year long to grant financial relief to citizens who needed it was only done because they didn't want the sitting president of the United States, Donald Trump, to get any credit for it. So as 2020 comes to a close, it's not possible, really, in my view, to fully comprehend or to take measure of, and in many ways we may never, ever fully know the damage that has been done to us in our republic, or all that we have sacrificed during this year. The Commusocialist Party has literally caused financial ruin. They've ruined lives. They've caused a spike of depression, suicide, alcoholism, a sense of hopelessness among all of the American generations, but especially a sense of hopelessness among our school-aged kids. And we on this program have spoken with many kids in high school and early college. They all feel, every one of them, and words are important, ladies and gentlemen, all of the kids, and we must have spoken with 40 or 50 of them. All of them felt as if their futures and their dreams are being ripped away from them. Not being able to go back to school, not being able to compete in life for academic or athletic scholarships, for example. And you see, that competition is what normal people need in life to be able to develop character, to be able to understand how to meet and face and overcome adversity and challenges. That's what competition in academics and athletics does for us. But you see, the Commusocialist Party doesn't want anybody to have to go through that. They want to give you everything for free without having to work for it. Participation trophies, back in the day, exactly why we are here in this republic, in the spot that we are, with all of the kids that you've seen on TV, melting down, total disregard for history, not understanding it, toppling statues, and melting down and playing it out in arson and anarchy. That's just a smattering of the catastrophic costs that we've been forced to endure because of these Commusocialists. The Democratic Party doesn't exist anymore, and they want to thrust their politics upon us in order to accelerate the transformation of our republic. And it's all done under the guise of lies. They try to control us with a virus, right? And among the catastrophes we have because of that, perhaps the greatest of the losses, really, when you think about it, is the loss of our freedom and the loss of our liberty. The essence of the founders' vision for us has been almost completely lost because of the radical left. And it's done because they stick together so damn well. They circle their wagons around, as I said, their issues and their people much better than we conservatives do. But they have an entire generation of people, at least in my view, who believe, for example, that, well, here's a good example, and this just came to me just now. They have an entire generation of people who believe that these masks that they're mandating us to wear are actually about our health. Now, the elites of the Commusocialist Party, along with people like Fauci and so forth, they know damn well the masks have never, ever been about our health. Let me tell you what the masks are. The masks are political signaling, ladies and gentlemen. Masks are a capitulation to the mob, and they're a sign of animus towards President Trump. They've never been about our health. Not at all. They have never been about the health. In fact, they've changed their minds on the masks so many times it's ridiculous. But don't let the Commusocialists win in their war of, words and the circling of their wagons. They've also created this health crisis to market their Marxism. I think that once people are aware of how Marxism and socialism and communism works, they can see. And I know I'm speaking to a group of people who are either watching me or listening to me that understand it. You get it. Socialism, communism, Marxism. It's never worked anywhere that it's been invoked. And once people begin to realize it, they cast it away. But the new Democratic Socialist Communist Party, who are now the Commusocialists, lure us in, or the weak-minded in, I should say, by dripping other little benefits in that mix. Free stuff, no college debt, a working income for the rest of your life, even though you don't work. So they can scare everybody. Fear is a great motivator for giving up control. And that's what they counted on all summer long. That's what they did all year long. Here they come. The government will rescue you. All you have to do is vote for us and get us in. Now, on many levels, the left, as I said, I think they've been successful, the way they circle their wagons. How many people are going along with these commusocialist shutdowns of the economy? Look how many people are giving up their livelihoods, who aren't opening up their business despite all of that. Well, I don't want to get a fine. What if they take away my liquor license? You know, good questions, but you got to, at one point, you have to be able to say, hang on here. So as we close out 2020, let's promise ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, that we will adopt and participate in, please, determined patriotism to stop the communist-socialist agenda, and we will begin to circle our own conservative wagons around the issues and the people who are important to us in our Republican Party. I think also we have to focus and concentrate on putting America first. The Trump doctrine of putting America first simply must be a way by which we go forward. No more European free money or money to countries in the Middle East who hate us. I mean, Pakistan, millions of dollars for gender studies. Really? You know what gender studies are in Pakistan? Throwing homosexuals off the rooftops of tall buildings. And then I think we have to focus our individual development in making ourselves the best versions of ourselves that we can be in order to make our republic the best version of itself that it can be. Another point to remember out there, ladies and gentlemen, is that we are the party of God. We are the party whose members believe in God and his divine providence. We, generally speaking, default to the positive. The other side is driven and guided by the enemy, with a capital E. Believe it. Evil. So let's continue to have each other's backs out there, please, ladies and gentlemen. As we turn the corner in the page of 2020, let's take a moment to pray for each other every day and to pray for our republic. Let's make that one of our New Year's resolutions that we actually stick to. We need to bond together more now than ever, to circle our wagons around each other, to support each other. Shows like this one, and I've been touched and flattered by all of the posts and so forth, the comparisons to Rush Limbaugh carrying on his tradition. We hope Rush continues on for a much longer time, that this show resembles his show, and it's no secret that he is an influence on me. You can see that picture that he sent me some years ago up there on my shelf. It's there for every show. We need support. We need sponsors. If you know a business owner, an entrepreneur, someone who wants to be a monthly sponsor, we can, we would love that. We would love to be put in touch with them so that we can, give them a shout out every month and they would be able to sponsor the program. This program needs help. We've started a GoFundMe page, and I'm not a salesperson. I'm a talker. I like to talk with you people, but we need help to support the show and to continue the message. So if you think it's a good show, if you think it's a message that needs to be heard, reach out to us in some form or fashion and let us know. We need sponsors. Anything that you can donate is appreciated. And I want you to know that no matter what sense of hopelessness you may feel out there, that the tragedies, the adversities, the challenges that 2020 has presented to us will, in the long run, and with proper hindsight, prayer, and reflection, come to be blessings yet waiting to be born, perhaps, for many of us. I really do believe that the things that we go through, everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the challenges, the adversities, the successes, the wonders and the joys and the good things that happen to us along the way are all blessings waiting to be born. And we just need proper perspective. So let's begin as patriots to have that sense of determined patriotism. Let's circle our wagons around January 6th and President Trump, and let's just see what happens. Let's encourage Senator Josh Hawley, and let's demand that other senators step forward. And let's primary people like Mitch McConnell and Ben Sasse, who have already said that they're not patriots, the rhinos in the groups. Let's do all of those things this year. But most importantly, let's pray. Let's pray for each other, for President Trump, and for our republic. Ladies and gentlemen, I really do hope God blesses you abundantly, and I know He will in 2021. Let's end right there. God bless you all. God bless our republic. And we will meet again right here on the right side with Doug Billings. Happy New Year. Cheers.